Hey guys, I'm FRL back. I will be your comp guy for tonight for season 7, round 6 at Monza, 90 minutes. Powered by Next Level Racing. We've currently got 1 minute left of free practice to go, with Lewis in the top spot at the moment. It has been wet, dry, damp. It's been on and off. The weather conditions have been a bit crazy. I've been following free practice for the last 30-35 minutes. With your drivers out on track. Beg your pardon about my sinuses are a bit messed up at the moment. With the drivers, you have Lewis, FRL ACC, you have Supercar Ray, you have Elysium, Lamaro, Cheese Monkey, J Prentice, King of the Hills, L Prentice, you have Blue Flag, you have Law, you have Springbox Game Act. He's a new one. Looks like he's jumped on board as a reserve. You have George, Camo, Dinda, Jug, Nathan, Anderson, Dog Shaft. I believe he's a reserve as well, he's new. Ruiz and Seven, and I'm expecting that. So beg your pardon about the sinus problems, which qualifying will commence, which will be 15 minutes. So it looks to be wet. The rain is easing off in 5 to 15 minutes, but we'll qualify in, which will start a day later. Maybe there is no rain. I believe it will be dark. It would be nice to have a little bit of rain on and off during the race, spice things up. Which we just currently waiting for the 3 drivers out on track to hit the track limits or come around at the start finish line before we can start qualifying, which will be 15 minutes. Drivers are not taking part today will be FRL Vulcan, Olmac, Figoof, Ibra Hauer, Luna Gomez and Axel Racing. So we have
green light, show them where you go.
Which are in place. So this is the start of qualifying. Track first. We set the benchmark. I believe that's FRL ACC. Let's set the benchmark for everybody else if he doesn't come in the track limit. I believe everybody's going out now, which it is going to be a wet qualifying. The ambient level, track temperature level. It is dark, it is tricky. It's going to take a good 2-3 laps to try and get these tyre temperatures up to scratch before they can really start attacking the track. With a car just going off in the background there. He doesn't make contact with the hatch, he does stay away from the way. This is 90 minutes. We are powered by Next Level Racing and it's going to be an epic race. Currently we have 20 drivers on track, on the grid, sorry, not on track at the moment. Lewis behind Hatch. Lamaro, so he's gone off number there, which is Jackie, he's going to walk back into the pits. The drivers now, there's a couple of them, I think, making a little bit of a mess up for the first lap. So Hutch will set the benchmark. Moment, no, they come around the first chicane. Lewis not too far behind. Lamaro as well. Blue flag. Not too far behind the first bunch of cars out on track. He comes up into the second chicane. The front runners now start coming up with Lesmo. Epic race this is, just over 11 minutes of qualifying. They need to make these count. No room for error in this night, especially when it's wet. Trying to get temperatures up to high temperatures, brake temperatures up. Changing up orders some of the guys at the moment. On the screen now, I've just coming around the final corner on the Vodka. Let's see if he can set the time. Will Lewis not too far behind. I think he made a little bit of a gap on Lewis. I think he was a little bit closer than that. Start end with a 156.7 for Lewis. Hutch goes a little bit quicker with half a second. But Lamaro set my time also in third. Blue flag goes on second. As we see the times coming in now. In the hill, he jumped up into second spot. Supercar Bray is on top spot. Provisional pole at the moment. Can anybody take it off him? He's not too far in front of Lewis though. Missile dog. He also said the time was a bit 7th. Excuse me, my sentences are absolutely terrible. Team Prentice come round Volga now. Set the time. Elysium set the time. He doesn't. So Rui goes up into 5th spot. As Hutch comes around the final corner now, Parabolica, let's see what he can do. Can he improve his time? A little bit wobbly coming up there. Trying to find traction. He was on top spot. Just about though. Lewis not too far behind. The guy is still right. If he's in the pit, but it's not showing. He's in the pits. He did the muffling. Set the time. He goes 12th quickest. So the guys still need to set the time. Nathan, Jug, still in the pit. Springbok. Needs to set the time in Elysium. George as well. Anderson, who's still in the pit with Jay Prentice. With 20 drivers currently going to race in this night race. temperatures will drop to 11 ambient, 11 track temperature. Don't expect it to stay like that, especially if you've got some more rain coming in. It will get colder, it will get wetter. The G-Prentice at the time, we get up in the top 10. Was 4th. I think he'll be happy with that time at the moment, considering the conditions. Maybe thinking, oh, the Lyceum got the quickest overall, with Rui just in 2nd place. Hatchin 3rd, Lewis in 4th, King of the Hill in 5th, G-Prentice 6th at the moment. Supercar Race 7th, Lamar 8th, Cheese Monkey 9th, Blue Flag, that's your top 10. Camo, Law, Missile Dog, Springbok, El Prentice and Didner have all set the time, and Nathan still needs to set the time, and Jug, George, Anderson as well. We've just got under 7 minutes left to qualify. So Hutch is up on visual pole, nicks it off Elysium. Oh my god. Excuse me guys. So this is going to be an epic 90-minute race in these conditions, night time, wet, on and off. But the looking at it, the track is getting damp, is damp compared to wet. Who knows what's going to happen? Still need to set the time. Nathan, Jug, George and Anderson who's still in the pit. They may start last, who knows? Second as well now. We just got under 5.5 minutes left. Everybody seems to have set time apart from the bottom 3, 4, 2, 4. Lord comes out of it as Scotty now. Can he improve on his time? He does. Goes up into 7th place. Carlos is 6th. So the next one to come around the final corner to maybe improve on his time will be Blue Flag as he approaches the Scotty now. The Lyceum not too far behind. The map in the front will be small during the race. It'll never be the middle during the race. So they just to see who's out on track and where they are. Is he a quick guy? He doesn't improve on that lap. As a provisional pole sitter come into the pit. Monkey, can he improve on his time? And Lewis goes on provisional pole at the moment. Cheese Monkey goes on the second row, the third spot, with 2.5 minutes left of qualifying. So Springbok is coming up our Vodka now, the final corner. Can he improve in his time? Let's see what he can do. Can he get into the top 10? He stays where he is. So the next one to cross the finish line will be blue flag. We've just got under 2 minutes left to qualify. There's not too many cars out on track. Cars in the pit will stay as they are. They won't have enough time to come out and do another lap. As blue flag will have time to do another lap to try and improve on his time if he doesn't do so here. He stays where he is with Alicia coming across the line and going in the 4th spot on the second row. So you've got El Prentice coming around the final corner. See what he can do. Well, he doesn't improve with a Lamaro not too far behind. He stays where he is. Law coming across the finish line now. Oh, Law does improve. He goes up into 5th. With J. Prentice coming across the line. He's in 12th. Mr. Dog stays where he is with Rui 77 coming around the final corner now. Can he improve on his time? He's currently in 7th at the moment. He doesn't. Springbok, see what he can do now. So the driver's out on track. I don't know if he just crossed the line just in time so he can do another lap. But the driver's out on track at the moment. Have time to do another, well, to try and improve on this lap. The blue flag will be the first one to try and improve on his time. He stays where he is. It is very unfortunate as he goes for a little dance. So El Prentice, he's the next one across the finish line. Can he improve in his time? He's currently in 15th. Oh, as he loses it in Parabolica with Lamaro coming around the final corner now. Let's not make contact. Let's not get away. He doesn't. He doesn't improve in his time with Supercar Ray. Keeping it nice and tight. He goes up 1 spot to 7th position. You got 1 car out on track now. Whoop. Who's our track limit? So, as it stands, you have Lewis on pole position with a 155 with FRL ACC in 2nd, Cheese Monkey in 3rd, Alicia at the 2nd row with Cheese Monkey in 4th. You got Law and Camo on the 3rd row. 1st Supercar Ray and Rui right behind with Lamaro and Missile Dog. Side by side you got King of the Hill, J. Prentice, Springbok, blue flag in 11th, 12th, 13th and 14th are there, with El Prentice in 15th, Linda 16th, Nathan 17th, who didn't set a time, also Jug didn't, George and Anderson did not set a time, so they will be on the final rows of the grid. So Lewis with another pole during the season. I think he's had 2, maybe 3 now, which is impressive because we're only on round 6. Going through the championship, you have Elysium on top spot with a 167, with Law just 1 point behind. You also have FRL Hutch in 3rd spot with a 145. King of the Hill is sitting in 4th spot with a 131, with J Prentice only 1 point behind. In 5th, Lewis is in 6th spot with a 123, with Supercar 3 on 111. A point behind is Blue Flag in 8th place. Only 4 points behind is Lamaro. In 9th, 10th is George with a 97. You have Axel Racing, who's currently not racing tonight, with a 94, with El Prentice 2 points behind with a 92. Dinner Mufflin on 85, with FRL Voten also not racing on 82 in 14th. The Junk is in 15th spot with a 76 point. Goofy Goof and Nathan are on the same point with 60, with a point behind is Camo, 59. Rui is on 37 points. 3 behind is Ibrahauer in 20th. Anderson's on 25. Olmark is on 20 points, with a point behind Captain Van Beek on 19. Mega with 17 points. Chief Monkey on 10 points. Lego Man on 0 points. Looking at the team standings, you have L&E Racing rides again. Elysium and Lamaro with a 273. The Elysium and Lamaro with a 273 point on points, with 46 gap over FRL Racing, Admin Elite Motorsport, FRL Hutch and FRL Voten with a 227. 3 points behind them is Drivers of the Lost Ark, Law and Goofy Goof on a 224, with 2 points behind the Tractor Boys, J Prentice, L Prentice with 222 points, with 6 points behind them is FRL Racing Motorsports, Lewis and Axel Racing, Popoys, Dribble Motorsport, George and Dinder Mufflin are on 182 points. Not too far behind them is McLaren GT3 Racing Team, Blue Flag and Nathan on 170 points, with 3 points behind them in the FRL Team King Rui, King of the Hills and Rui. Worst pace scenario, Supercar 3 and Captain Van Beek is on a 129, with Jug and Ibrahauer. The Invaders Motorsport on 110, SBR T2, Camo and Cheese Monkey on 49 points, with King Racing Team, Allmark and Nega on 37 points, with Lego, Matrix, Anderson and Lego Man on 25 points. So that is the championship points and the team championship points, with just over a minute left to go before we start season 7, round 6, tier 2 at Monza, 90 minutes. At a night race is currently damp with 10 ambient, track temperature 10. Cautious into turn 1 is extremely advised, considering the track conditions plus the temperature to get into the tyres, the brakes. It could be a mixed weather during the race, on and off,
30 seconds.
showers, which is possible, which would really spice it up. So Lewis will
20 seconds.
be the first will be the pace driver, sorry, to do the formation lap. As we start rolling, FRL ACC will not be too far behind, just inside by him in second place, coming in the front row. So here we go, we are powered by Next Level Racing. Check them out guys, they are on the FRL webpage, plus their webpage is on the FRL official Discord site, so check them out. They're also on Instagram as well, give them a follow, give them a like. So we start in the formation lap at Monza. Should be an epic race. This is going to be fun going into turn 1. Looking forward to it. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of excitement throughout the race. I did the 2 sprint races on a Sunday which were fun, so there was a lot of action and that was dry. So I'm looking forward to seeing everybody having an epic race during the night on tricky conditions, especially low temperatures. This is currently round 6. We have 4 more rounds after this, which are all going to be American tracks. 3 of the new ones will be epic to do comms with as well, because I've never done comms on those 3 tracks. I've done Laguna, but I've done Kota, Indianapolis and Watkins Glen, so that is going to be fun. But currently we're at Monza, halfway through the season, so as the final cars come around, there's more 2. Let's get just under the tunnel now before the Discali. Be an epic race. Love the new updates with the mortar, with the spray coming up behind them. It's going to look awesome. Coming down into turn 1. Look at that. Just tries to get as much temperature into his tyres as possible. Guys, before oh, my bad. Coming up the parabolic now, but everybody's twitching, and there's a lot of nervous people out there now, a lot of racers like, oh, I can't wait for this. They're agitated now, waiting for the green light to go. We will start round 6 at Monza, 90 minute. Coming down into turn 1. Everybody seems to have got away nice cleanly at the moment. Everybody of course, sure, there was a car in the background having a bit of a wobble. I hope there's no contact. There is a bit of contact going into turn 1. Looks like hatch goes wide with a couple of cars. There is a car sideways at the first chicane, which is very unfortunate. I hope it's not too much damage, they can just continue racing. As FRL ACC is under a lot of pressure as they come down into second chicane. Not too sure who is from at the moment, there is a bit too dark to tell with all the telemetry all over the bloody place. It looks like Law is all over the back of Hatch Cheese Monkey, saying that he's in front, but I believe that's Lewis.
Windows open.
So Supercar Dre is just behind with Elysium, not too far behind as well. There's a lot of cars come around. The first Lesbo as Rui seems to have gone off. Oh, I hope there's no contact with there, that was a bit close. Not to get into no contact at all as they come in down Ascari as FRL ACC is right behind with Low. Supercar Dre is put in Low under a lot of pressure now. As he comes across him, they're looking at it, going up into the parabolica. He's just on the outside now. So Supercar Dre is on the outside, Low has the inside line, he has that extra speed going around parabolica. He does make a stick with Low. Can he come back at him where he's under a lot of pressure now with Elysium right behind, who will have a look to try and make an overtake going down into the first chicane. This seems best on the brakes as Elysium. Whoa, he goes very deep. He will make a little bit of contact. There is a spin. Loads of cars trying to avoid, trying to get out of the way. It's a bit unfortunate. It's so early on in the race with you've got Jug. Did not have the scrap going down there now. I think it was Cheese Monkey all over the back Jug. As I look up on the inside as they come around into the second chicane, Jug. That's a little bit of a wobble. Not too sure what went on but there, I don't know. So Lewis is still out in front, under pressure, not under too much pressure from Hatch Supercar Dre in third with Lamaro. Looks like Campo is in sixth. I think he made up a few spaces with between Prentice and El Prentice. I've made some spaces, some spots too. He's all going into the tunnel now. Looks like Nathan is all over the back of Whistle. Don't know what went on the left. Law's under pressure from Camo. Go down into parabolica. Looks like Camo's gone on the inside. Can he make a stick on the inside? Don't outbrake himself. Don't outbrake himself. They go side by side, coming around parabolica. This is bloody brilliant driving with a pair of them. They're nice and tight together. As they have a nice drag race going down here. Looks like Camo loses out to Law, who will have a slipstream, but will have a slipstream off Romaro as well. So that's helping Law defend from Camo, picking up a little bit more speed as you come down into the first chicane. As everybody seems to be spread out now. There's a bit of a gap over Hatch, who has a bit of a breathing space over Supercar Dre in third, sets a podium at the moment. It's still early on with an hour and 25 minutes left of racing. Lamaro is under pressure. Law's a little bit too far back to make any type of movement there, so King the Hill is under a lot of pressure now from Missile Dog. Best of the brakes, coming into the second chicane with Whistle Dog all over the back and King of the Hill. As he coming around the first Lesbo. Oh, it looks like Nathan went a little bit wide. He lost a little bit of pace end with King of the Hill catching up. Oh, I thought he went off track and it was just a little bit of a glitch. Coming over the bridge now. Beg your pardon for the Mercedes for the bloody market. Right, so Lord is putting Romaro under a lot of pressure. Coming up in the Parabolica. Romaro will stay in front. But with Law have a better drive coming out, but he will have the slipstream coming down into the first chicane. Maybe a little bit too far back to make any type of move as you got three of them coming down now into the first chicane. It looks like Mr. Dog is taking kick the hill. Don't know what's going on there. So George is having a look at the inside of King the Hill. He does back out, but King the Hill goes wide. George will take that spot off King the Hill. I think he's going to lose more than one spot though. I think he's lost 3 spots with Dinner Flynn as well going past. I believe that may have been Cheese Monkey just getting in front of King the Hill as well, which is unfortunate. Don't think he did contact, I just think he just went a little bit wide. Just jumping on board some of the races now. We've got Rui all over the back for Anderson there. Anderson needs to defend from him as he makes himself look wide in the mirrors. Blue flag slipping these two pair out. Any little bit of an air between these two, I think Blue Flag will take full advantage of it. But I think Blue Flag went a little bit wide. Not too far behind now. With Nathan Ladd, who's got stop and go. I think I was beating a bit late because he's currently landed his first pit stop with Elysium as well. So it is a 2 pit stop tyre change mandatory. I forgot to announce that. With Lewis out in front, setting the fastest lap with Law and the pressure on Camo. Under the first chicane. Romaro's defending well. 2 speedy BMWs behind. He's a bit too far back now. I think Blue Fly's coming into the pit. It looks like he got himself into a bit of a pickle. It looks like he got a bit of damage. So just jump on board with these three at the moment with Lewis, FRL ACC Supercar 3. Got some breathing space from each other. So early on, it's only been 9 minutes. Will be under pressure from Cheese Monkey, who has currently set the fastest lap. If you could have the better drive out of the Scari. And of Drag Race going down to the Parabolica. Looks like Cheese Monkey's a lot closer to him. As he looks up on the inside, trying to get track position. As they go side by side around Parabolica, Cheese Monkey does get in front, so it's a drag race going down into the first chicane. Is George close enough so he can attack back, coming down into the first chicane? Bit of a slipstream. He is catching. Really? No, he's not going to go for it. Still early on in the race, there's plenty of action left to be seen. Let's take the hill now. Getting all tangled up with Dinner Mufflin with Missile not too far behind. Missile Dog has a look up in the inside. That's a brave move. Coming down to the second chicane. Can he keep it? He does. So Missile Dog has Dynamo Slip just up in front. Hopefully that'll help kick the hill. Catch up to the other guys up in front. So low is still Big Lamaro with camo all over the back of him as well. So these three are still mate at the moment. Nobody's got past each other for the last 12 minutes. Stuck like this. He's low a little bit closer now so he can make a move coming down into the tier 1. I think he is a little bit catching him ever so slightly. I don't think he is close enough. He dived down the inside. I don't think the track is suitable for it at the moment. I don't think he was close enough. He did a dry. He could have tried to be better on the brakes. Springbok is catching Anderson ever so slightly. So we have Nathan, Elysian, Blue Flag, who currently made pit stops with FRL ACC setting the quickest lap of the race at the moment. Still early days. We've still got 1 hour and 17 minutes left of racing. Lewis out in front from FRL ACC, Supercar Bray in third, Wilmaro in fourth, Low in fifth, Camo in sixth, J. Prentice in seventh, El Prentice in eighth, George in ninth, Tinder in 10th, Whistle Dog in 11th, King of the Hill 12th, Rui in 13th, Anderson in 14th, Springboks in 15th, Jag in 16th. Cheese Monkey, who's currently in the pits at the moment, so he's down 1 pit stop. He's still got 1 left to do with Blue Flag coming around Vodka. Can he get out in front of Cheese Monkey? We'll just stick with both here. I think he will just get out in front. He'll have the better pace coming down the start finish straight. I think he will just get in front. So Blue Flag has got in front of Cheese Monkey, but they've made the same amount of pit stop with Elysium coming around Parabolica now with the front runners catching up. I don't think that's the front runners, sorry. I think looking at it, it is Missile Dog, not too far from Elysium. He doesn't have to get out to wave Blue Flags, I don't believe. Just because he's made the pits, he doesn't have to, I'm sure of it. They're currently not the fastest cars on the track because they are all still racing, they've all still got to make a pit stop. The King of the Hill had a tricky time coming out of the first chicane with room all over the back of him. Makes himself wide. I don't know he's here. So Rue is putting King the Hill under a lot of pressure. Early on, 15 minutes. The track is still damp. I bet his PSI is all over the place in certain cars, certain areas of the track as well. Ambient 10, track temperature 10. The Supercar Bray currently sets the quickest lap of the race. So did the Buffalo got some defending to do from King the Hill. battle of the Porsches. King of the Hill is really close now. Looking at the better driver, the parabolic, they're coming down into turn 1. Who's going to be best off brakes? King of the Hill seems to have gone wide. King does keep it nice and tight with Louis, not too far behind. So he's on the look up at the inside. No, he doesn't. So these three are having a bit of a battle with each other. The Hill is trying to get past Dinda, who's have to defend from Rui, coming down into the second chicane. Oh, it looks like Rui has missed his braking point. He does go very wide. I think he's going to lose out. Oh no, it was King of the Hill, sorry, it was misses his braking point, so he does lose a spot to Rui. But Anderson not too far behind, who's under a lot of pressure from sprint block now. Sprint block will have a drag. River Slipstream coming down to a Ascari. If you get close enough, get drive up to Ascari, you might put him under pressure coming up to the parabolica. Yeah, powered by Next Level Racing, guys. Don't forget to check them out if you want a new rig or an upgrade or anything like that. If you're new to sim racing, check them out. They're also on Instagram as well. Give them a follow, give them a like. Flag is getting flashed by the race leader, the currently race leader Lewis at the moment. He does get out of the way, respectful. So these are your top 3 runners catching backbackers. Law seems to be just half second behind Camaro. It's a lot closer now. Will he get close enough down into Ascari so he doesn't better drive out of it? Another drag race coming up in the parabolica. It looks like G Prentice went a little bit wide, but does keep it on the track. The track is still damp. It doesn't seem to be getting any better. Looking at the time for the next 15 minutes. I think it's a bit too far back now, Law. Anything about trying to overtake Lamaro with Camo not too far behind. Cheese Monkey just currently leading the pit stop race at the moment. He's made his first pit stop with blue flag and Elysium and Nathan. Lamaro tries to break the toe, coming down into one. On the great race, holding off King the Hill. Looks like Rumi has got past into Brooklyn. You have to show if he made a mistake with just over 2.5 seconds. Gap down. These Porsches get pretty close together. Guys stacking around. 2, 3, I believe, before they come into the second chicane. You can see what King the Hill got for Dinda. Get too far back. Dinda will keep at current spot. Got anything from these two. Lamaro and Law just in front. With Law all over back Lamaro now with just under a second. He will have a nice slipstream coming up into the final corner before they have a drag race coming down into the first chicane. Let's keep it nice and clean going into T1. He's a lot closer now. Can he make any type of move on the inside, outside? This is the battle for fourth. The Law slams the brakes on the outside. Amaro defends it well, keeps it nice and tight. Coming out of the first chicane, there's a drag race coming up the second chicane, and is he close enough to make another move? Maybe. Let's see who's best on the brakes, who's the bravest in these conditions, especially. As the positions don't change. And still early on, we've got now 7 minutes left of racing. These two still need to make any pit stop with George having a quick slap at the moment. Oh, as he has a little bit of a slide. These three are having a lovely three-way battle. Than he was last lap. Cabo not too far behind. He's having a nice toe off Law. He's going to catch his two. Could have a three-way going under the turn 1. Law has a look up at the inside. Oh, is he? That's a little bit of a wobble. I don't think that wobble helped him coming out the parabolica, but he is close enough to have a bit of a slipstream coming down on the inside. He is late on the brakes as they go side by side. Oh, no way. As they make contact, going over the bumps, I think Hamo will take full advantage of that, and Amaro not too far behind. Has lost out on 2 spots. If Camo can make a stick coming down into the second chicane, but Lamaro's not giving it up. Lamaro stays in front of Camo with Law losing out on that one, who's dropped down 3 or 4 places now with the pace he got in B. May be able to come back. There's plenty of time. He may come in the pits now and then get better rubber on. Lamaro under pressure from G. Prentice. The Camo, sorry. The library was lying to me. So Lamaro still got another BMW right behind them. He's currently in 4th spot. Lewis out in front, going to start the 13th lap with FRL Hubs not too far behind the Supercar 3. So they are your top 3 currently at the moment. Lewis having a strong race out in front. But he's catching up to a back marker. To show that is, that looks like a Mercedes. Oh, she's lucky. But if he's just come out to the pits, I don't know why he still currently has pit stop unless I've seen it all wrong. The floor is all over back El Prentice now. So Tinder Muffler is under pressure from King the Hill. No, sorry, King the Hill does get in front. Excuse me. Oh God, the life. Lewis out in front with FRL ACC second, Supercar 3 in third, 10 seconds behind is Lamaro, who's under a lot of pressure from Camo. G Prentice is just in front of George. Excuse me. Was currently the fastest lap out on track. The track is getting colder, the temperatures on the PSIs of the cars will be changing every lap of the race, no doubt, with Anderson with the drive-through, no doubt that may be for track limits, being in the tricky conditions. If you look at blue flag coming in for this pit, it could be his final pit stop. So did learn nothing to come back on King the Hill with George just behind J Prentice with Camo and Lamaro still scrapping it out for a full spot. Camo was a little bit later on the brakes. I think he did make a little bit of time up then with J Prentice not too far behind, who's going to be under pressure from George. So this could be a four-way instead of two ways. JL Prentice goes a little bit wide. George need up a little bit of time on that. We'll just keep an eye out on the two just in front of G Prentice. As Camo is having a look on the inside of the Scary, but he did back out. Maybe he could have a better drive out to pull Lamaro under a bit more pressure with George just behind. And J Prentice, they will take full advantage of any mishap between these two, which we do not want to see. We want to see nice, clean, close racing, start to finish. I don't think Camo's close enough for a slipstream, and George may be close enough, but he may be a little bit too far back, or depends. What a better driver of Parabolica, but I think G Prentice will keep his spot over George, with Lamaro keeping his spot over Camo. Lewis out in front on the 15th lap of the FRL ACC second, Supercar race, so that is currently your top three with an hour left of racing to go. As we have a look further down, Mr. Dog is 10th, King the Hill, we're currently 11th now, which has been unfortunate. We in the pit with Springbok in 13th, Tinder coming into the pit, so this might be the first pit stop where is these guys are in the pit. So Cheese Monkey is going to be close to these guys when they're coming out of the pits. So unless they're too far away, he's not too far from Alicia Anderson. Nathan about a quarter of the track behind with blue flag currently still in the pit. So Cheese Monkey is coming around Parabolica now, so Rui will come out of the pits with Cheese Monkey flying down Stafford Street now. This is going to be a close one, I think, between these two. I think Rui will just about stay in front. As a king at Hill, oh, there's Rui. So Cheese Monkey is in front. I'm not too sure if Ash Lewis catching the back of Cheese Monkey. He's going to be lapped. He will be flashed with George all over the back of Jay Prentice now. With Camo and Lamaro still scrapping it out. Jay Prentice hasn't caught up to these two as much because he's trying to defend off George as well. With Law all over the back of Jay Prentice's partner in crime, L. Prentice. Looks like Camo's a lot closer. Looks like George has made a move on Jay Prentice as well. Makes a stick. So George does get out in front of Jay Prentice with Camo all over the back of Lamaro now. Jay Prentice catch up, George catch up back of these two squabbling. Bring Jay Prentice into the game as well. Law all over the back of El Prentice. Come down to the Parabolica, but Lamaro, can you have a better drive out the Parabolica? I think he has a good drive out. I don't think Camo is close enough to make a move. G Prentice as well, I think he's not close enough. With El Prentice got some defending to do from Law, I believe. I think he is closer. I don't think he's close enough to make a move coming out in turn 1. He's all making through the first chicane as they approach the second chicane. George is not under pressure from G Prentice. L Prentice is not too much under pressure from Law, who is right behind though. Camo and Lamaro are still scrapping it out for 4th spot. George not too far behind. He doesn't seem to come to caught up that much. Looks like Rui has made his final pit stop. Camo does have a look up on Lamaro. Trying to make himself nice and big in the wing mirrors, but there to try and put him off maybe, and this is breaking point. It's a lot closer now, so drag race coming down into the final corner. George has made a bit of a gap on G Prentice. Keep it nice and tight coming around the final corner. Camo's into the pits, so that's a bit of breathing space for Lamaro. With George currently with the quickest lap in 5th place, with Jay Prentice not too far behind. He's not coming under pressure, but Law has gone way too deep for that to make anything, any type of move. Comes into the pit. Anderson is gonna get caught by a faster car, not sure, I think that may be King of the Hill. He's not too far behind, but he will be lapping Anderson. King of the Hill still needs to make a pit stop. Jay Prentice runs wide. So it looks like blue flag is out of the race with Rui making a second pit stop. He is the only one who's made a second pit stop with Nathan, Anderson, Elysium, Jug, Cheese Monkey, Tinder, Bristol, Camo. We've currently made one pit stop. We have had 37 minutes of racing. The track has not improved, it's been damp. The whole entire race, I think we started on 11th ambient, 11th track temperature. And Lewis on the 19th lap with FRL ACC second, with Supercar 3 in third spot. That is your podium at the moment, with Lamaro and George coming into the pits, so it'll be a nice little battle to see who's quickest in the pits, who can hit the brake in points coming into the pit box. That's going to be nice and tight. Countdown to 30 seconds, we're near to 52 mark. We'll have a look to see who will be the quickest coming out of the pit between them two, as everybody has a bit of a gap over each other at the moment. There's not a lot of battles happening, everybody's spread out. It's inevitable, this is, especially everybody making pit stops at different times. So Lamaro has won that pit stop race over George, who's currently now making his way. I'm not too sure if they will fix a little bit of damage or who knows, I don't know, but it looks like King of the Hill has got in front and Springboks of Lamaro and George, who have currently made their pit stops, but Springbok and King of the Hill has not. So Jay Prentice is there, Lamaro is there, so it looks like Lamaro will take that spot back, and George with El Prentice, not too sure if he'll be close enough. And when Jay Prentice comes down to the pits, his partner, yeah, I think he may be a bit too far back, so if Jay Prentice comes into the pit, I think he will come out just in front of his teammate. I think George now is all over the back of Camo, who's made his pit stop. The Missile Dog also, Lamaro, Missile Dog gaining a few spots in this race, who has also made the same amount of pit stops as Lamaro, Camo, and George, who was scrapping it out. So Missile Dog has had a cracking pit stop and made some ground up on these three who are battling, with Mr. Dog not too far behind doing the race, with Cheese Monkey making a lot of ground now. So Lamaro has Mr. Dog with Camo and George, who's not too far behind. Camo catching some back markers, this will slow down, and believe that's Louis, who is currently 2 laps down on the race leader, though, who has made more his pit stops. He doesn't have to come back in again. He got 43 minutes on the tyres in this condition. Good luck. So Lamaro is under pressure from Lamaro is putting Missile Dog under pressure. Scrap now for 4th spot, I believe, will be these guys. The The other guys like the front is Springbok, the Hill, Dream Prentice, who have not made a pit stop. Some Gardner, FRL ACC Lewis were in front by quite a margin, so when they make a pit stop they will comfortably go back out in that race order if they do, or when they do decide to make a pit after 40 minutes of racing, 42 minutes of racing. So Mr. Dog is trying to break a bit of a slipstream, but I'm trying to get temperature in tyres, who knows. Tricky track conditions. Camo was under pressure from George, who is currently set fastest lap with Cheese Monkey all over the back of Dinda now. I think that is FRL Hutch catching the fight of these two. Cheese Monkey does get in front of Dinda. That happened, and there's some late in the telemetry. I believe that is FRL Hutch overtaking Dinda, coming down into Parabolica. This one out Dinda, nice little slipstream coming down to first chicane. Be close enough. Camo is all not too far behind Lamaro. George not too far behind as well. George has currently the quickest lap out on track. Tricky conditions, especially at night. Everybody seems to be having a good race. A little bit of argy-bargy, a little bit early on, but expected. Tricky conditions. Everybody's on different strategy. Camo all over the back of Lamaro now. Can he defend? And then the Tascari, will Camo just stay? I think that, oh no, he's having a look up on the inside. Does back out a bit, but he thinks he got a better run under there. I can get it a little bit easier and better if I just stick with him. Lamar was defending him too, coming down to the Parabolica. He nice to have a good drive out the Parabolica, and the 80 braking point spot on as they come around the final corner now. Camo keeps it nice and tight, Lamar goes a little bit wider, using up as much track as possible. With Camo having a good drive out of that last corner. He's looking to go on the outside into turn 1. First chicane, it looks like we get really close. Lamaro just outbreaks himself, with Camo making the first chicane. Lamaro does gain a bit of an advantage, no doubt he'll have track warnings from that. George not too far behind, still currently with the fastest lap. It's a bit unfortunate for Lowe because he was having a good scrap out in front. I think he's a bit further down. I think he just repaired his damage and thought, oh, I'm going to go back out. He still needs to make the pit stop a bit later on in the race. You never know. It might start raining.
Keep pushing.
It might start raining again. Just looking at the next 15 minutes, it is still going to be damp with a 9-degree ambient with a 9 track temperature. It may go colder, you never know. But if it does get any colder, you guys have options to come in and change the PSIs, especially as the track starts drying up. especially the ones who have made only one pit stop. Louis, who's out on track, currently done 2 pit stops with the guys of options, depending on the weather change. You never know. Could get wetter, could get drier, and only 4 cars, the top 4, have not made a pit stop yet. Camo, I think he may just be a little bit too far back. You'll get any type of move coming down in the first game. Jug seems to be having a pretty lonely race with Elysium as well, with Lon not too far behind. As he comes around the final corner now. The track's still a bit damp. Battle out on track at the moment. Lamaro defending off Camo, with George a lot closer now on this lap. So it looked like Camo had a good drive out of that corner. He looked to go on the inside, coming down into Ascari, no doubt. Lamaro does stay on the racing line on the outside. Camo thinks twice and thinks no. He's having a good better run out the year. He's going to defend from George as well. Make it a 3-way coming down into the first chicane. As long as they get up Parabolica nice and tight together. Can George have a good drive out the end and take the 2 of them, squabbling out in front? George may not be close enough, but Camo seemed to be a lot closer to Lamaro coming down the Stafford straight. Who could be the bravest on the brakes? Who could be one? Oy, looks like Jack just went a little bit deeper, but stays out of the way from any type of contact. Lewis on the 25th lap, with FRL ACC second, King Hill in 3rd, and Springboks in 4th. So those top 4 runners have not made a pit yet. Looks like Rui in the background, who made his second pit stop, may catch this 3 up. Just over 40 minutes left of racing. The track is still damp with a 9 degree ambient, 9 track temperature. It hasn't changed for quite some time now. The track's still damp, weather doesn't seem to be changing. But you never know. Currently in the pit is Blue Flag, who has retired with no interest finding a pit stop now. Let's just hope we can get up in front of these. I'm not holding up and I'll lose too much time when they're not fast. If doing so. Don't forget, guys, if you want to pick it up, buy a rig, we are powered by Next Level Racing with Camo. He's on the next level, going down into turn 1. Looks up on the inside, but I don't think he was going to make a stick, and I think he goes really deep into turn 1. Oh, there's a bit of contact there from Lamaro, and it looks like George will take full advantage of that. It's a bit unfortunate, the Camo losing out to George. I think he's just lost out to Prentice as well, and El Prentice is not close enough. Camo lost out 2 spots, one from George G Prentice, sorry. G Prentice is in of the curb coming into the second chicane. So this little dog is in front of the pack that was just squabbling, but they're now coming into turn one with Supercar 3, who's also made his pit stop. Still comes out in third spot with FRL ACC with plenty of breathing space. Oh, I don't know, that's a bit gonna be a bit close. FRL ACC comes into the pit now. You have Supercar 3, FRL ACC. I think FRL ACC has plenty of time to come into the pits with Lewis out in front with 4 seconds, or just over 4 seconds now from FRL ACC. So they got some breathing space, but there with this little dog not too far from Supercar 3, he's just coming out into the first chicane now with this little dog coming down into the first chicane, but it looks like somebody had just gone straight on. I think that may have been not a McLaren then. I'm not too sure who it was, but it looks like Louis is catching a fight for George, I think. George Dispatch Lamaro, who's defending well all race. Oh, looks like Nathan. That's who it was. Went off track. Just up in front. I had the wrong McLaren. So George is attacking Lamaro. Can he make a move and make it stick? Coming into and out of the Scaries. George is a lot closer. Can be even closer coming out the Parabolica, so you can have nice little scrap side by side, going down into turn one. George keeps it nice and tight. This is the drag race. Just on about. Lamaro had a little bit too much pace, but this was best of the brakes. He makes another move up on the inside. Lamaro is on the outside, makes a stick on the inside. So is George close enough to have another go coming out of the second chicane. Good driving by the pair, not to make any contact, coming out and into the first chicane. So Cheese Monkey is all on the back of Springbok now, who's to defend. So Cheese Monkey, who's having a bit of a storm the second half of the race, who currently has the quickest lap of the race. So Springbok is catching some traffic out in front. I believe that is Lewis catching back of King of the Hill. Or meant to be the muffler maybe. Nope. Just jump on board the Cheese Monkey to see if you can have a good drive out of Scary to take a position off Springbok. There's a good drive out of the Scar. He's a lot closer to Springbok, who's giving him a nice slipstream coming up to Parabolic. There's a look at the outside as he goes side by side. No Cheese Monkey does get in front. So up in front it was El Prentice, sorry. So El Prentice was the car getting overtaken from Lewis, who's in first position. He has been running for 57 minutes without making a pit stop, as well as FRL ACC, who's not made a pit stop. It looks like El Prentice went a little bit too deep then, so Springboks can catch the back of El Prentice. Cheese Monkey in the pit now. He did make it past Springbok, back into the pit. Springbok is catching El Prentice. He's caught him on this lap. So your race leader is just in front of these three, with FRL ACC not too far behind. He will be flashing at. FRL ACC and Lewis, who have still haven't made a pit stop, and there's only just under 4 seconds between them. Springbok, if he can have a good slipstream coming down to Parabolica, he might have a good drive out of Parabolica and put up El Prentice under a lot of pressure coming down in the first K, with currently FRL ACC second place, not too far behind. So FRL ACC does come into the pit, so Lewis is the only one out on track who hasn't made a pit stop, who currently starts the 31st lap, I believe. So FRL ACC is in the pit with plenty of breathing space. I think he will come out with possibly around about 5 seconds maybe in front, but he will not be that far apart. So Camo has currently made a second pit stop, who's coming out with El Prentice coming round into the section. Cade, who did get in front of Camo, but when they come into the pit, I believe they will lose out. So Cheese Monkey, Camo is there, so we go as far as there. It's going to be not far apart, but until we come into the pit stop, do the 30 seconds and go again. So Springbok is all over the back of El Prentice, just under half a second. So we've got 30 minutes of racing left with El Prentice having a bit of a hiccup going through Scary, so that puts Springboks a little bit closer, but does it put him a little bit closer? I thought with the curbs in, but it does look like he made some time up on him. Looks like Springbok was a little bit wide, and El Prentice will retain this lead over him. I don't think he will be close enough coming down into turn 1. So Cheese Monkey is currently the quickest guy of a set, the quickest lap out of everybody. So Lewis is coming out of the pits now, or coming into the pit, sorry. So FRL ACC is there, Lewis is there. Good thing about Lewis, he's further down the pit, so there'll be less time for him to come out of his box and back on the track. We We just keep on board with these now. So Lamaro is coming out to the pits. So FRL ACC is coming around Parabolica now. So it's a drag race down. Up. It looks like Lewis is out. So we'll just have a look at this now. So FRL ACC will have a good drive coming down the Stafford Straight. Could he take Lewis? Is he fast enough? Will he be close enough coming down into the first chicane? Can he put Lewis under a lot of pressure? Being on warmer tyres now, being a lot closer than what he was going into the pit with FRL ACC all over the back of Lewis. FRL ACC has had the better out of the pit stops with Supercar Dre just in the distance there. So this is the scrap for first place, but these two guys are still going to come into the pit stop. So regardless, this will be a pit stop race, no doubt. So this is the battle for first place between Lewis and FRL ACC, with Supercar Dre in third, coming around the first Lesmo now as FRL ACC and Lewis just exit the second Lesmo, as they have a nice scrap coming down to Ascari. You just come into the tunnel now, here they go. This is going to be a good scrap, BMW v BMW. So Lewis is still currently out in front with FRL ACC not too far behind. FRL ACC with the warmer tyres at the moment, being a 9 ambient, 9 track temperature. PSI is going to be tricky, especially starting when it was 11 and damp. The weather doesn't seem to be changing. A few adjustments here and there. So FRL ACC is not close enough to make any type of move. It looks like Supercar Dre has gained, I believe, a second. I think he was just 5.5 seconds into the lap. When they catch the back markers of Dinda and George, I believe. Lewis is on lap 32 with FRL ACC not too far behind now, so that pit stop has gone in his favour. Everyone in orange is still need to make the pit stop, which is Jug, Alicia King of Hill, Supercar Springbok, who's currently coming into the pit now. Supercar FRL ACC and your top 3 at the moment. So this will be battle of the pit stops with 25 minutes left. Who will be the first one into the pit? The next 50 minutes, the weather's not changing, it's still damp, 9 ambient, 9 degrees, track temperature hasn't changed for maybe an hour. So they could tweak the PSIs, maybe a little one or two clicks up or down, or depends how they are now. They'll know the temperature has not changed all round, unless they got them all spot on. Just have a look at the telemetry, everybody seems to be spread apart. The battle out on front, these two battling for first place with Hatch all over the back. Lewis is going to make it have a look. He has a look on the outside as they are nice and tight. not too far apart all the way through the race as they come down to the second chicane, and the backs out just about. Lewis going off track, Hutch stays on track. I don't know if he gained a bit of an advantage. Doesn't matter, Lewis and Hutch will keep on fighting. 24 minutes left of racing. Who's going to be the first one into the pit out of these two? Oh, Lewis has a bit of a spin with Hutch. Oh, as George weaves his way through these two scrapping. I'm not too sure. Supercar Dre will take full advantage of that. May have been Hutch. If Lewis coming out of the second Lesmo, this is why he slowed down to let Lewis back out in front, which is good sportsmanship. With Supercar Dre taking full advantage of that, with 33 laps gone, with 23 minutes left of racing. So this has been, this is what we're talking about. Anything can happen. Supercar Dre nice and patient in third spot, but there takes full advantage of Hutch and Lewis scrapping it out, getting caught up with back markers now of Dinda, I believe. And George, I think just out in front. The Supercar Dre will start the 34th lap in the lead, followed by Lewis in second, followed by Hutch in third. So coming down in the first chicane, Supercar Dre is under catching the back marker of George. I don't even know what it is. So Lewis is through. So FRL Nudge is the next one to come through the back marker to keep on the back of Lewis. Oh, there's a lot of back markers getting in the way of these three. Supercar Dre is still out in front with Lewis, not too far behind now. FRL Nudge with the fastest lap. With Dinda getting out of the way now, who's under pressure from the sprint block. But the battle out in front at the moment is the Supercar Dre, Lewis and Hutch. We've got 21 minutes left of racing, and these three still need to make the pit stop and King the Hill and Elysium also, but they are not close enough to this battle. So this is the battle of the pit stops between these three, Hutch, Lewis and Supercar Dre, with Supercar Dre currently in pole in the first spot. We'll have a nice little slipstream of that BMW now coming down to the first chicane with Lewis, not too far behind. This last 20 minutes is going to be epic. So Lewis is not close enough to make any type of move. Hutch is going to bide his time, with Lewis a lot closer to Supercar Dre now, who's going to be under a lot of pressure coming up the second chicane. He may just wait after the second chicane through the first and second Lesmo and then try and attack him coming into Viscardi, or may have a better drive out Viscardi and have a drag race down to Parabolica, maybe try and take him going down to Stafford Straight for the first chicane, turn one. The Lewis is all over the back of Supercar Dre now, with Hutch just under 2 seconds. The Supercar Dre defended. Hutch may catch up a little bit sooner than expected. As they come under the tunnel now, the little bridge tunnel, whatever we call it. Here we go, Supercar better drive in and out of Viscardi, and the two can get closer to each other. There's a blue Springbok does seem to have got in front of Tinder, but sorry guys, this is the battle for first place. Tueaday, Lewis and FRL Hatch, who still need to make a pit stop. With the weather not changing for the next 15 minutes, the track's still damp. I believe that Lewis coming into the pit, so King of the Hill's down there, Lewis is there. It looks like King of the Hill may take the spot off Lewis, but he's got to make a pit stop as well. I don't think Elysium will be close enough to get in front of Lewis, but Lewis will lose out to King of the Hill. But scrap out on the track at the moment is these, who's going to have the better pit stop. It's all about getting to that box, up on the stands and then out as quick as possible. So FRL ACC is just over a second. I think he was just under 2 seconds, so he has made some time up on Supercar 3 on this lap. Lewis losing out to King of the Hill as expected, but King of the Hill still needs to come into the pit stop. I don't think King of the Hill, if Lewis catches King of the Hill up, he won't slow him down too much. I think he will let him pass, no problem. So FRL ACC did lose some time, nearly a second, in the final part of the GT4 Scary. Looks like George is just getting out of the way now for Supercar 3. So FRL ACC will have a nice slipstream. Oh no, I think George backed out a bit, a little bit, around Parabolica, so FRL ACC will not have a slipstream, but not close enough to make a move coming down into the first chicane. So Lewis is here, Supercar is here with FRL ACC. This is going to be a very, very close pit and exit, with Lewis going to be on a charge now with a very light car, fresher tyres. It's only been a couple of laps, but fresh tyres mean fresh tyres, a couple of laps younger. So FRL ACC has made time up on the Supercar 3 with just a second now. FRL ACC currently has the quickest lap of the race. The back number there, you can see the Springbok trying to catch up to George. I don't think Dylan Mufflin is close enough. So Springbok has made a bit of a gap on Dinda. So FRL ACC is a lot closer now, looking at it. Come down into Mascari, who can have a good drive out. Could Supercar have a better drive out and defend. FRL ACC coming down Parabolica. Will FRL ACC by this time, and I don't think he is close enough. But George having a nice slipstream now from these two fighting out in front. This is for the first spot. So FRL ACC is half a second now. He's a lot closer this lap than he was the last lap. Supercar 3 is coming down the start finish straight, so Lewis is coming out the second Lesbo now, so it will be very tight when Supercar 3 and FRL ACC do come into the pit, with a Porsche coming out of the pits now of Lamaro, with FRL ACC going and missing his braking point, going through the escape route. Doesn't gain an advantage, fair enough. Does let Supercar 3 stay in front. With Amaro, I think that's Elysium in front of FRL ACC. Doesn't want to hold him up when he gets close enough, but he's going to be under pressure from George. So if Elysium slows down for FRL ACC to go past, George may take advantage of that and get past Elysium, with Elysium defending George now, letting FRL ACC past. So it's a scrap going on between these two. The Springbok coming around the second Lesbo now, keeping an eye on Elysium and George scrapping it out. The FRL ACC just in front. Can he catch up to Supercar Ray, who is currently in first spot, who still needs to make a pit stop, and FRL ACC as well. King the Hill down there, I think he's making a late pit stop. So FRL ACC, even though losing time, he is only a second and a half behind with George and Elysium having a nice scrap. With Elysium having an advantage from FRL ACC with a slipstream coming down into the first chicane will make it pretty tough for George to try and catch up going down into the first chicane. I think FRL ACC is close enough, but George is not close enough to make the move stick. As Elysium goes into the middle of the track just to defend, I believe he did move over just slightly with FRL ACC, and then Supercar is still scrapping for first spot. I know there's only second and a half in it, but anything can happen. This is the battle of the pit stops now, with a little bit of an hiccup between these two. That with Hutch going a little bit deep. Supercar did make a mistake, but you've got Lewis coming round parabolic, and now with Supercar coming round the first leg ball, as well as Hutch, not too far behind. Who will be the quickest pit stopper? Who will stop that car quickest and get that countdown quicker? Lewis coming out of the first chicane as the two still scrapping, coming up into Ascari with just over 10 minutes to go. We're just under 12, so one of these two need to make the pit stop count. With King the Hill, where is he from? Jay Prentice. So if King the Hill comes into the pit, I believe he will lose out to Jay Prentice. Camo maybe, I think he will lose out to Camo as well. Prentice maybe, Lamaro, I think he may just about in front of Chief Monkey if he does make his pit stop, but it looks like Supercar and FRL ACC have come into the pit stop now. We'll just keep an eye on Lewis on track. Of these two coming into the pit, let's see who can stop the quickest. Who will be stopping first? Looks like Supercar will just stop. He had a little bit of slide going in. FRL ACC, he didn't seem to have slid in, but Lewis is coming up to parabolic now. I believe he will come out in front of these two. Right, okay. So they did have a splash and dash. Lewis is coming around the final corner now, parabolic. So these two will currently be out in front. So they did just have a splash and dash. So it's not tyre mandatory. It is tyre full allowed. So FRL ACC has gained an advantage over Supercar Ray, who is currently in front at the moment, with Lewis losing out to that, who's been on the storming of a race, who led the most laps, I believe, of the race, until that bit of a bit of contact earlier on. But you know, FRL ACC has breathing space out in front of Supercar 3 with Lewis 11 seconds behind, who's lost loads of space. So King the Hill has come out of the pits, lost space to Jay Prentice, Camo. So So he does get out in front of El Prentice and Lamaro. It was going to be nice and tight between that group of cars, but he does get out in front of these two. Camo and El Prentice and Chief Monkey. Camo and J. Prentice does get in front of King of the Hill, so El Prentice, Lamaro and G. Lamaro and El Prentice. So FRL actually the quickest time out on track, the fastest lap comes around to start lap 41. The Supercar 3 in second, Lewis in third, so that is your top three as it stands at the moment. George not too far behind Elysium. This is 4-track position, and Lamaro giving El Prentice a run for his money now with the final 8 minutes to go. He's going to have the better drive out now. Scotty going up in the parabolic, it's a drag race, but I don't think he's close enough to make any type of move stick. The George and Elysium are close as well, but George is not close enough unless he is now. He's a lot closer now, so seems to be having a good slipstream coming up in the Parabolica, but Elysium will stay in front. This is the drive out of here now with Lamaro putting El Prentice under pressure, who goes very deep, gains an advantage. The track limits for that, no doubt. Elysium out in front with George. Not close enough to make a move. Stick coming down into the first chicane. Lamaro is still out in front. Oh, sorry. I think he's giving that space back. Lamaro with the full curbs coming into the second chicane as they come down into the first Lesmo now. So Lamaro, I don't think is close enough. So George is putting Elysium under a lot of pressure. So currently out in front now, starting lap 42 is FRL Hutch, Cadbury in second with Lewis in third. There's just over 6 minutes left of racing. So we have Blue Flag Law, who seem to retire into the pits. So we got races out on track. George putting Elysium through his paces in the last couple of minutes of the 90-minute Monza season 7 round 6 tier 2. Powered by Next Level Racing. Check them out, guys. You're also on Instagram, but have a look on the FRL webpage as well. You'll see a link, that will show you everything about them. So check them out. Yeah, we are powered by them for Tackle Tuesdays. That's our sponsor. It's good. The equipment is awesome. With George all over the back of Elysium coming down the start finish straight. Can he make a move down into turn 1? First chicane, can he do it? Just because we've got 5 minutes left of racing, he might think all or nothing. He's not close enough. El Prentice has a little bit of breathing space over Lamaro now. Springbok is currently on his own, did the muffling, having Rui not too far behind, but just under 2 seconds. Again coming down the start finish straight now with Anderson just coming out of Ascari. Nathan, who's currently in the last place with Law and FRL Blue Flag, who are the retirees. with FRL Hutch still with the fastest lap on lap 43. Supercar in second, Lewis in third, Free Prentice in fourth, Camo in fifth, now King the Hill in sixth, not too far behind Camo with El Prentice getting hunted down from Lamaro. Don't think he's close enough to make it stick coming down into turn one, but you never know. He could be bravest on the brakes. We'll soon find out now. Don't think he is close enough to make any type of move. With Cheese Monkey coming around Parabolica with Elysium under a lot of pressure from George now. So this is the battle for ninth. As he has a look, makes himself big, but George hasn't got nothing for him. Nearly outbreaks himself. He does keep on the black stuff. Oh, he does have a little bit of a slide coming out on the first chicane. Then they've got Springbok not too far behind. Will pick up any type of mishap, but you've got Rui just taking the Mufflin into the first chicane. Who did the Mufflin has come back in him and taken that spot back. He lost and gained the space, which is good driving. So Rui is still currently in 14th with Jug in 15th, Anderson in 16th, Nathan in 17th. So Rui is all over the back of Dinner Mufflin with just over 2 minutes left. They definitely have another lap in it. So Lamaro is not far away from El Prentice. Ooh, goes a little bit deep. Has a nice slide, but saves it. Stays on track though with Rui. Having a look up on the inside of Dinda going into Ascari, but backs off. Let's see if we're on the better drive coming out of Ascari. So with Lamaro making that slide coming round Parabolica, he's still currently in front with Camo in front. Yes. So George is at the putting Elysium under pressure with Rui having a look up on Dinda now. Coming down the Starfield straight. Coming out from Parabolica, so he's close enough to make a move coming down into the chicane. We'll find out now. They're not close enough.
Leaders on final lap now.
So FRL ACC is currently on the final lap. So can Rui make any type of move without the section chicane? I don't think he will get past him if he stays in front. Going into the first and second Lesmo, but he make a move. Coming down into Ascari, but Rui is getting very, very brave on the brakes with tricky conditions. Attack temperature now is at the 8 and the ambient 8. It has dropped down 1 degree. So this is your race leader with Supercar currently in second and Lewis in third. So Elysium has lost out to George. Going down into Ascari. Missed that. With the Mufflin under a lot of pressure from Rui going into Ascari as well. So has Elysium got anything for him? George is out in front. Then you got the race leader coming through Ascari with Supercar not too far behind Lewis as well, coming down the road. So, don't know what's happened there then. Don't know what happened there. So this is your race leader. As he comes around the final corner now, this will be your race winner. So FRL ACC wins the 90-minute Monza finale, 9th race, damp conditions from start to finish with a wet qualifying, with Supercar Dre coming home in second and Will Lewis coming around the final corner now to pick up the 3rd spot. So your season 7 round 6 winner, Monza, 90 minutes. Tier 2 is FRL ACC Supercar Dre in second, Lewis in 3rd. J Prentice comes around the final corner now to take the 4th spot. This is powered by Next Level Racing, Tackle Tuesdays. Camo comes around the final corner now, who will pick up 5th place. The King of the Hill not too far behind, he will have 6th. Del Prentice in 7th, Lamaro in 8th. Cheese Monkey coming around the final corner now for 9th. There's deep round track with George not too far behind. There's under a lot of pressure from Elysium. George will have 10th, Elysium in 11th. Springboks is coming across the line now in 12th. Rui in 13th. Did nothing coming around the final corner now. Don't know what happened on the parabolic turn, but there it seemed to be a bit of a glitch happening. But Judge picking up the 15th, Anderson 16th, Nathan 17th. FRL blue flag, Law will take the one just before him. So congratulations to FRL ACC with the fastest lap, who wins the 90-minute Monza Season 7 Round 6 Tier 2 with Supercar Ray. FRL ACC in first, Supercar Ray. FRL ACC first, Supercar Ray second, Law third, J Prentice fourth, Camo fifth, King of the Hill 6th, El Prentice 7th, Lamaro 8th, Cheese Monkey 9th, George 10th, Elysium 11th, 12th, Springboks, Rui in 13th, Ninema Flynn 14th, Jug in 15th, Anderson 16th, Nathan in 17th, Missile Dog 18th, Law and Blue Flag, I believe, and Missile Dog DNFs. So I hope you enjoy the race, guys. So next week we will hit one of the first of the final 4 tracks at America Cota. I've never come there, so I'm looking forward to it. That will be a 90-minute race. Congratulations to the podiums and the race winner. We'll see you next week, guys. This is powered by Next Level Racing, Tackle Tuesdays. See you next week. Peace.